Tremendous here. Got another battle report here for you. This is game 4 of 5 from the ADEPTICON 2017 Grand Tournament. 'Tis I, Lord Tremendous of the Ogre Cons, versus the Spicy Elf, Spicy, of the Highborn Elves. It's Mr. Andrew Heats, I believe I'm saying it right, and if not, well, you know what, your money is going to be returned. It's the checks in it. You know what, just deal with it. I'm terrible at words. This is a really good game. It might be one of my first games against Highborn Elves. I feel like I've played them before in the past, but I'm entirely too lazy to go and check. So I'm going to say this is one of the first games I played against Highborn Elves, and it's great because win or lose, I killed Knife Ears. So I'm thrilled to start day 2 of the ADEPTICON 2017 Grand Tournament by killing elves. It doesn't get any better than that. And this is an excellent game against a really cool opponent. He always says spicy. Everything was spicy. I didn't get it, but you know what? I rolled with it because I thought it was cool. He was actually Shyhammer's partner in a team tournament, so I have run into this guy before. It's not the first time I've ever met him, but it is the first time I ever played him 1v1. So sit back, relax, get ready to see how this fight me in real life 1v1 turns out. For the scenario for Game 4, the deployment was refused flank, and the secondary objective was hold the ground. Here's my list, and like I said before, it's the same as the previous 3 games because it's a tournament. To change my list would be cheating, and I'm a lot of things, but I'm not a cheater. I have my Khan, Blackshade. He's my general. He's got an Ogre crossbow, Kingslayer, Hardened Shield, Talisman of Shielding, and Hordemaster big name. I have my Khan. He's my BSB. He's got his Ogre crossbow, Heart Ripper, Yeti Furs, and Troll Eater. I have my Shaman Skaz. He's got 3 learned spells, the Dragonfire Gem, and Thaumaturgy. And real quick, just to put this to bed, I give Skaz a lot of crap. I do. I really do. I get mad when he dies, even though I'm the one rolling the dice. I put him in situations where he's gonna get his head ripped off, and I give him a lot of trash. I do it because he's named after Skaven and AZ, and I like to passive-aggressively give him a hard time. And it's my battle reports. I'm allowed to give him a hard time if I want to, because he doesn't know where I live. No. No, Skaz is one of my favorite characters, and yes, he's named after Skaven and AZ, and Skaz, and I like to give him a hard time, and so yeah, now everybody understands that it's a love-hate thing. And of course, the avatar that I inhabit during my games, my Mammoth Hunter, Lord Tremendous. He's got his Ogre crossbow, the Obsidian sword, the Armor of Fortune, and the Headhunter big name, and he's on his trusty Tusker, the War Teddy. Oh, God. I love this guy. He's an ass kicker, but he's also a bit of a disappointment sometimes. Still, love it. For my core choices, I have a unit of 7 tribesmen, the good old boys. They have Banner Musician, Iron Fist, and the Banner of Discipline. I have a second unit of 7 tribesmen, the Conquerors. Guess which character goes in this unit. They've also got a Banner Musician and Iron Fists. And I have a unit of 15 Scraplings, the Randos, and all they got is bows, because that's all they need. Starting off my special choices, I have my Saber-Toothed Tiger, Bow Wowzer. I've got a unit of 5 Scrappling Trappers, the Favored Pets. And rounding off my special choices, I have 3 Tusker Cavalry with Banner, Great Weapons, and the War Standard. In the Powder Keg category, I've got 3 Bombardiers, and they're butt naked. And then, starting off my Chain Beast category, I've got my Rock-a-Rock Warhammer. And the rider with lance that mounts him, weird, is none other than Shyhammer. And let me go ahead and correct something real quick. In my last battle report, in a moment of glorious joy, I misspoke. I said that Warhammer was probably 600 pounds and Shyhammer was probably 400 pounds for a total of 1,000 pounds of kick-ass. I have since been corrected and educated by many of you, Shyhammer not being the least of which, that 1,000 pounds between the two was way, way off. In fact, I was told that Warhammer himself is probably closer to 1,000 pounds all by himself. So, to remedy this, Warhammer now weighs a healthy 1,350 pounds, and Shyhammer weighs a very masculine 350 pounds to bring them up to 1,700 pounds of raw, in-your-face ass kickery. I hope that's good enough. If it's not, I can change it again, I suppose. I don't know. I don't know how much they actually weigh because these are fictional characters and they're lean, you know? They're just brutal. So hopefully this is good enough for their weight. If not, we can up it. I will start them on a Twinkie and tuna diet. And then, of course, I have my Frost Mammoth, Rufus! He's got a couple of ogre crossbows and the guys he totes around, but he's the star of the show. And his weight is irrelevant because it doesn't matter how much you weigh when you're the keystone of an entire army. Plus, Rufus is modest and humble and doesn't want his weight out there because he's also a little embarrassed. He's a sensitive giant, he really is. That's going to do it for my list. I'm going to put the Spicy Elves list up, play some music. Feel free to pause it whenever you'd like to see what he took. Here are my spells, which are exactly what you're looking at. And here are the Spicy Elf spells, which are, yeah, there's a lot because they're elves and nothing's spicier than magic. Here's deployment, and I got to deploy first, so I did. I just threw everything down. On the bottom center of the table there, I've got Lord Tremendous, the Bombardiers, the Good Old Boys, and the Conquerors because I wanted him to kind of stack heavy towards the top center of the board, and I figured that would make him do it. So that my faster stuff, the Tusker Cav, the Rock, and Bow Wowzers over there, their job is simply going to be to scream around and slam into them, and then my tribe's going to come around the flanks. I figured the Bombardiers and Lord Tremendous on the left, they're going to run around. Well, Lord Tremendous is going to run around this left flank there, try to get behind whatever. I figured he'd go up on the hill there and kill whatever he could, or excuse me, at least absorb any shots from any bolt throwers he has. The Bombardiers help take out whatever chaff he might send over there. And the tribesman should be able to throw anything because he's going to see the Tusker Cav, the Rock, and think, okay, I got to throw my heavier hitters over there. So that was the hope. I got Rufus kind of behind the house so he doesn't take any real shots from the bolt throwers, and anything that gets close, within 6 inches of him or so, his initiative will be lowered a lot. So it should help me. I know his character's still going to go first and all that stuff, but maybe slow him down to where I'm either going at the same time as them, or maybe even before them in a few cases where I'm lucky. Skaz, of course, is in the back middle, and I've got the Scraplings on the back hill there because their job is going to be at the end of the game to go into the middle of the table to either contest it or get that objective. And that's it for deployment. So here we are in top of one after movement, and like I said, I got to deploy first, so I went first, and I started just kind of moving things around just to kind of get him. I don't know, I was hoping maybe he'd hit some charges or something like that. He was too far away for me to actually go after, so the Tusker Cav and the Rock move up aggressively. I figure if his big group of heavy horse cavalry up on the top there, top middle, decide to move up, and charge either the Cav or the Rock. Hopefully they'll be able to absorb it and kill him. I put the trappers up near him so I could throw some stuff at him and maybe bait him with an easy charge. Wasn't really sure what he would do there. He's got a unit of White Lions in that forest, but I figure if I can hit him with the Tusker Cav or the Rock, impact hit should finish enough of them off that I don't have too much to worry about. Again, it's a gamble. What can you do? The tribesmen in the middle, they just kind of spread out a little bit, move forward. I didn't want to get charged by that chariot with a character in it, but at the same time, I needed to be able to charge him later. The Bombardiers just kind of pivot to shoot at the Phoenix because I need to put some wounds on it. Lord Tremendous runs over to the left side to try to bait the Phoenix to come that way, and that's really it for movement. During the magic phase, I get Hand of Heaven off on his cavalry unit, and I kill one guy. One or two, it doesn't matter. I'm happy. I did a lot of wounds, but he made a lot of saves, so what can you do? And then I get another Wrath of God off. Well, I get a Wrath of God off, and I put it kind of in front of his infantry. This one really wasn't for board control. I wanted him to come after me. This one was so I could do damage. I wanted to try to take out as many of those little bastards as I could before I got into combat with them, because they're going to be a high initiative, and they're elves, and you know what? Killing them is really what I came to the game for, so Wrath of God will help me do that. During the shooting phase, I believe Blackshade fires into the big unit of infantry and kills a couple of them with his Ogre crossbow, which made me feel pretty good. 2 or 3 of them, actually, and it was a really good shot. And then the Bombardiers fire at him as well. I decide not to go after the Phoenix because I want to start taking out the infantry. And I think I killed 3 or 4 more. So really an excellent shooting phase. He passes his panic check no problem because they're still elves. But yeah, I was very proud of my guy's shooting phase. With no combat, we go over here to bottom of 1 after movement. And the Spicy Elf does not really disappoint. He does a few things that are a little confusing. Both of his Phoenix come running over to the left side there, kind of going after Lord Tremendous. They just want to make sure he couldn't be charged by Lord Tremendous. They want to start going down my left flank. Yeah, I just didn't think of that. He outplayed me here. Stupid on my part. What can you do? His infantry, the ones that I was shooting up, they reform and swift reform up the hill to get out of range of stuff. They didn't want to be charged, and they wanted to get away from the Wrath of God. So that was interesting, too. The rest of his stuff just kind of moves around. His chariot moves back to get away from the Wrath of God. This other little unit of archers move back as far as they can. He still wanted to shoot him, and he figures if it comes down and does damage, it comes down and does damage. What can you do? His Great Eagle charges into Bow Wowser and makes it. I thought about fleeing. Maybe I should have. To be perfectly honest, yeah, I probably should have. But I didn't. I stood, and I took it, and the stupid eagle made it, and that was dumb. I wish I had fled, but hindsight and intelligent decision-making are 2 things that I need to work on. And yeah, he does a Congo line with his fast cav to block the Rock and the Tusker cav. Arranges the White Line so that they can countercharge anything that goes into the fast cav. His Lance unit just kind of turns to look at the trappers, and that's really it for movement. There's a better picture of his eagle slamming in a Bow Wowser, and a little nervous about that one, I'm not going to lie. Nothing happens during his part of the magic phase, but at the end, the Wrath comes down. It only hits this unit of infantry, takes out the entire back rank. I think like 6 or 7 guys, which was awesome. Pretty sure they passed their panic check. Nothing happens in shooting, so we go into combat, and the eagle and the dog do butterfly kisses at each other. No damage is done to either of them whatsoever. He did charge, however, and gets +1 combat res for that, so he wins by 1. Bow Wowser breaks, only flees about 4 inches, and dies. What a waste. I should have fled. I made a huge mistake here, and my opponent outplayed me multiple times during this movement phase. Wow, I mean, dude is good. So here's top of 2 after movement, and it's not great. I don't do any charges. I'm able to pass my frenzy check and everything like that, because I'm unsure at this point. I'm nervous about the White Lions because I know they do double wounds against monsters, cav, and ridden monsters and all that stuff. So I'm nervous about the White Lions. I don't want to charge his fast cav because the White Lions will be able to countercharge me. Just a lot of nerves, a lot of scared. I swift reformed a Tusker cav into the position you see him in now, which again I'm not overly proud of. It was just the best I could think to do in order to put some pressure on the White Lions. What I wanted him to do is move so I could charge his knights or his bolt thrower in the forest or something like that, just to get them away from the white lions. I really, really kind of start choking here. I'm very not happy with my decision making here. I should have charged with the Conquerors at the White Lions and hit them, hopefully, but I didn't. Instead, I just started moving. A lot of mistakes. I'm really not proud of the way I played this game, and I'm going to end up getting what I deserve. Lord Tremendous moves up to put some damage on the infantry that's climbing up the hill. The Bombardiers turn to face the Phoenix, and really, that's it for movement. Not proud of myself at all here. I'm sorry, no, that's not true. I did charge the Eagle with the Tusker Cav. The Eagle only fled like a few inches. I caught him right there, and then I passed my leadership check to reform after catching the fleeing unit. So that's why they're faced like that, looking towards the White Lions. The reason was sound, but how they got there was different. So now it makes more sense. I apologize. During the magic phase, I get the big Hand of Heavens off on his Cav unit and kill all but 2, which was outstanding. I know it looks like his White Lions are all dead. They're not. I didn't touch them. He's just having trouble getting them fitting in that little skirmish movement trays he's got there. They're all alive. I haven't touched the White Lions. But the Knights, all but 2 die, which was awesome, but he passes his panic check. I guess I can't wish for everything, but hey, a lot of Pompous Elves died. It was a good spell. And then, just because I'm nervous, again, I'm so inexperienced with the High Elves, and I'm not making a lot of weird decisions. I get Smite the Unbeliever off on the White Lions, just trying to stop them from doing anything, I guess. And I'm able to lower their strength by 1, which was great, but it's just, I should be in combat with them. I should just try to blow them out of the friggin' sky, and I'm pinkies up against them. I'm tiptoeing around these guys, and it's pissing me off. During the shooting phase, the Bombardiers fire at the Phoenixes, and I think they do 4 wounds to this thing. I mean, they blow it out of the water. It's sitting on 1 wound left, which was absolutely amazing. And that's really it, so we go over here to bottom of 2 after movement. And my opponent goes and has a field day. His Phoenixes fly over the Bombardiers, and luckily for me, they do really bad, and I think they only do 1 or 2 wounds to him. I think they only do 1. I think in his last shooting phase, he did a wound to the Bombardiers. I just forgot to take a picture. But now he's in my backfield there. I've got 2 Phoenixes I got to deal with, and I got nothing to deal with them. So just bad, bad, bad. Over in the top right there, top center, whatever, his White Lions reformed to face the Tusker Cav, which I thought was weird, but okay, I'll take that. His Fast Cav Conga line in order to block Rufus and the Twin Hammers, my Rock. And I'm just not thinking here. I am not thinking here at all. So, yeah, they're all blocked up, and that's really bad. And for the most part, the rest of his stuff just kind of turns around. He's got an Eagle behind his infantry. The Chariot moves up to kind of countercharge whatever goes into the White Lions. His infantry on the hill turn around to face Lord Tremendous. And that's really it for movement. There's a better picture of his Phoenixes putting a wound or 2 on the Bombardiers. Didn't know the Phoenixes could even do that, so I just had very little experience with those guys. I need more elf opponents. During the magic phase, he throws a big 4 or 5 dice at unerring strike on my Rock, and I tried to stop it. I threw a lot of dice at it, and I couldn't do it. He rolled high, I rolled horrible, and he's able to get the spell off and does 4 wounds to the Rock. And it's my own stupid fault for being cautious. I should have thrown him in there and just let him do what he does. But instead, I was a putz, and now he's 2/3 dead. However, did cast it with overwhelming power and miscasts 20. Yeah. So there is a silver lining to the hammers being 2/3 dead. At least this unit is about to take a ton of high strength damage. I know it's a weird picture, but when the miscast is resolved, every last one of those archers is dead, and his mage dies. He's got another caster in the army. What's it called? A commander, master of Karnreg Tower or whatever. So he's still got another caster, his BSB or whatever, which sucks, but his mage died, took his unit with him, and for some panic checks, he's able to pass him no problem. Oh well. During the shooting phase, his bolt throwers fire at the Tusker Cav and are able to slip 1 wound through. Not a huge big deal, but, you know, still sucks. I guess I'm whining, I know. And then there's some more shooting over here from, I think, the character in the chariot, possibly the boulder in the forest. Who knows if the White Lions have something to shoot or not. But there's a lot more shooting at them, and they take another 3 wounds. And one guy dies, leaving another one carrying wounds. So a total of 4 wounds are done to the unit. And they do pass their panic check, but damn it. Oh well, what can you do? It was some good shooting. With no combat, we go over to the top of 3 after movement, and... just, you know what, maybe I'm tired. Maybe I'm just playing while sitting on my shoulders. I don't know, but I mean, I have been playing 4 days straight. I've been staying late, getting up early, played a lot of games. I'm doing this battle report. I'm looking through the slides, and I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking about? And here we go. So Lord Tremendous has a beautiful charge into these infantry, and the reason I don't is because they're spearmen, and I'm worried about lethal strikes. I've got a 5-up ward, I've got a 3-up armor, I've got Headhunter. I know his character in there is his BSB. I know his character in there only has an armor safe. I've got the Obsidian Sword, so I can go right through it in a challenge and kill him. And I don't charge. I'm thinking I'm going to outshoot him with my Ogre crossbow. So Lord Tremendous backs off into the forest. I'm so stupid. The Bombardiers, they turn a little bit to go after the unit on the hill because I'm trying to get them to flee because I'm dumb. I don't go after the Phoenix with them because I'm a musician and I can't turn them around enough to shoot at them. The Tribesmen turn to face the Phoenixes. The Conquerors turn to face the Phoenixes because I don't want them charging me in the rear. The Scraplings turn to face the Phoenixes because I need to deal with them. Skaz turns around to look at the Phoenixes. And then I send the Rock and Rufus into the Fast Cav. I don't know what I'm thinking about, but I do it. Whatever. And the Tusker Cav go into the White Lions because they're dead anyway. I might as well try to take as many of these guys with me as I can. Just a really big group of really stupid and bad decisions, and you're about to see what happens. That's it for movement. There's a better picture of the monsters going into the Fast Cav. Yes, they passed their terror checks, and the Tusker Cav going into the White Lions, who are in the forest and stubborn. Just, God. I'm playing right into his hands here, and I'm mad at myself. My opponent was awesome. Don't get me wrong. He played a great game, as you can see. It's just, I wish I had played better. During the magic phase, I get Smite the Unbeliever off on the Phoenix. I was trying to lower the toughness so it was easier for the Scraplings to wound him. And I think I ended up lowering his strength, which really didn't help me out at all. In the shooting phase, I kill a handful of the infantry. Not enough to do anything worthwhile. What an idiot. We go into combat, and hey! My monsters were able to kill some Fast Cav. Yay for 30 points. Rufus overran a little bit because I was trying to block the Rock. Rufus overruns like 3 inches. The Rock overruns 9. It's just like, so that's where they end up. Yay me. In this combat over here, it actually goes pretty well. I kill like 3 of them with impact hits. I didn't roll great, didn't roll terrible, about average, which was all you can really ask for. But my opponent didn't roll all that great. He was able to kill one of the Tusker Cav, no problem, and he put 2 wounds on the other one, letting me attack back. So in the end, I killed all but 5 of these guys, 4 or 5 of these guys, which was great. I won this combat, but they're in the forest, and they're stubborn, because I'm stupid, and they stick. So I threw away my Tusker Cav this game. I'm so mad at myself. Not during the game. I don't realize it until I'm doing the damn slideshow that I played as bad as I did, but at least we're having a good time, and I'm killing elves, so I'm trying to see the bright side of my horrendous gameplay. So, here's bottom of 3! And my opponent takes it to me, because what did I do? I left my tribesmen in a field surrounded by flame phoenixes, which makes them flammable, which makes it so he re-rolls his wounds. 3 or 4 tribesmen from the Conquerors die because I'm too stupid to take them out of the field. I was so mad at myself because at the time I was just like, oh, okay, easy thing to overlook. I'm doing the slideshow for this battle report, and I'm like, if I could go back in time, I'd hit myself with a chair. Just disgusted with my stupidity. But what can you do? I'm glad my opponent's able to take advantage. At this point, looking at the slides, I realize that my opponent realizes that I'm a moron. And he starts playing me as such. His chariot goes way over into Rufus. I think possibly he charged Rufus and made it. I'm not 100% on that, but you can kind of see the chariot behind the house. We'll know in a minute if I have a picture. His infantry come down off the hill and go over towards the good old boys because he's realizing I'm not going to charge with Lord Tremendous because I'm stupid. Yeah, his eagle comes over there to kind of redirect a little bit. There's not anything I'm really going to go after over there because I'm dumb. And yeah, just unbelievable how bad I played and how wonderful my opponent played. But that's it for his movement phase. Yeah, there's a better picture of the clam bake of the conquerors dying in the field horribly to the two phoenixes that flew over them and pooped hot fire all over them. God, that was stupid. Like, really, really stupid. Oh, I'm sorry. And there's a better picture of his chariot slamming into my rock. He didn't hit Rufus. He will in a minute. He ran into my rock because yeah, he's just outplaying me from deployment. From like the minute we put our models down on the table to start rolling for sides and everything like that, my opponent was outplaying me. The dude is an amazing opponent. I just wish I could have gave him a better game and played better. Just unbelievable. So nailed him. Nailed my rock with his character in a chariot. Ugh. During his shooting phase, because nothing happens magic, the stars come together and all of his bolt throwers concentrate fire on the bombardiers and murder them to a man, which was some excellent shooting by him, I must admit. And then we go into combat. Before I'm able to do anything, because of initiative, he murders my Tusker Cav, and it's exactly what I deserved. And then he gets the maximum amount of impact hits and kills the Rock with impact hits. All by himself. I'm just so mad at myself. Just looking at this picture, it's like, God, I should go pay someone to beat the crap out of me. I'm not going to do that. I don't got any money for an ass whooping. But, oh, so well played by my opponent. But, damn, I'm mad at myself. And to make it even better, my opponent outplays me so beautifully that he lines up the overrun right into the flank of Rufus. I could not have given this game to him any better than if I just surrendered at deployment, which I might as well have the way I played. My opponent deserves every last point he's getting off of my dumbass. This explains why he was yawning so much during our game. He wasn't. So here we are on top of 4 after movement, and I just, I'm like, okay, cool, I can get a hold of a Phoenix. So I charge a Conquerors into the Phoenix that only has a wound left. Why? Because why not? I'll go in after the other one so that he could easily be shot up by the Scraplings. That would have been stupid, right? God damn it, Bill. I think somebody even told me that. You should have went after the one that had had full wounds and let the guy shoot at the one. I'm just dumb. My brain was not working. I don't know if it ever works, but in this particular situation, I got the pictures to prove I just was not thinking. So yeah, the BSB runs out of the unit because he had attached himself to the good old boys, and was able to slam into the flank of the Phoenix. The other unit that should have charged the healthy Phoenix didn't, and slams into the same Phoenix. Stupid. Leaving the fully healthy Phoenix wide open, cause I'm dumb. The good old boys turn around to look at the Great Eagle and the White Lions and what's ever left in the board, and Lord Tremendous, who should have charged the fucking infantry, sits there because I'm an idiot. I am a goddamn idiot. And I stay in the forest like a moron when I should have charged the piddly elf infantry, and I didn't. I'm so stupid. God, I'm mad at myself. My opponent must have been like, wow, this guy's a total moron. And he'd be right. That's it for movement. I'm mad. There's a picture of my stupidity. The BSB slamming into the one wound left Phoenix, and the Conquerors doing it as well because Gosh, slipping this last wound through on this Phoenix is gonna be rough. During the magic phase, I get Smite the Unbeliever off on his general in a desperate attempt to lower his strength, and I actually do. I lower his strength by 1, so I'm trying to have Rufus survive, and, well, you'll see how that goes. During the shooting phase, Lord Tremendous is able to kill 2 more infantry from that brick, doing nothing to help me win this game. God, what was I thinking? We go into combat after shooting, obviously, and my opponent is able to murder Rufus. I think I get a wound through, which is better than I should have, hoped for. But yeah, Rufus gets straight up murdered by this guy, and bravo by my opponent. Seriously, this man outplayed me at conception. We do this combat, and impact hits are able to destroy the Phoenix. It only took 1 because he only had 1 wound left, and then I'm in a position as such that I really can't overrun into anything or do anything useful. You know what, like I said, I gotta be tired. I think I'm just tired in this one, and that's why I'm playing so terribly. But the important part really is, although I'm playing terrible, we are having a blast. This dude was awesome. We were laughing, high-fiving, joking around, because I knew it was going bad. I just didn't fully understand why until I started doing this battle report, because, wow. But, yeah, this is, wow. I reformed like this because... God, I don't even know what I was thinking. I'm like, yeah, the Phoenix will be there next turn. Stupid, 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 stupid. And the BSB overruns because... oh, whatever. That's how it ends up after combat. We go over here to bottom of 4 after movement, and yeah. The Phoenix that I just spent like 700 points to kill comes back. He rolled a 6. Phoenix comes back. It's got 1 wound left. Comes right back. The other Phoenix flies over the tribesman, the Conqueror's in the fields, able to kill another one. I got lucky, he rolled like ass. And yeah, the rest of his stuff for the most part just kind of resituated itself around to plink at me. Because he's got the game won, there's no reason to give up any points now. So good on him. Really, that's it for movement. There's a better picture of his Phoenix coming back, rising from the ashes, as it were, and another Conqueror dying to the other Phoenix flying over him. And then nothing happens in the magic phase because he doesn't really need to take any risks. So in the shooting phase, he just fires at the tribesmen that are in the field, trying to just get those points, and he's able to kill another tribesman. I passed my panic check, but... the man can just coast for the rest of the game. He's got it won, and honestly, I think he's just being a nice guy by not taking it to me. Not that he has a whole lot left, but I'm just playing so awful, I don't think he's got anything to worry about. So, here's top of 5 after movement, and you're not going to be impressed. The BSB turns around to look at the Phoenix that rose from the ashes. Skaz looks over at the Phoenix and stays in his charge arc, because it's at this point that I realize Skaz should have been charging the mother effing Phoenixes from turn 1 because he's got the Dragonbane gem. Sometimes I hate myself. This is one of those times. So yeah, I'm going to try to take that Phoenix out because I'm starting to realize I need points desperately. The Conquerors move up to go after the White Lions. The good old boys turn to go after the White Lions after they kill the Conquerors, because I plan on fleeing with the Conquerors and then countercharging with the good old boys whatever I can, maybe overrunning into the chariot. We'll, hope. Lord Tremendous moves closer to the infantry unit because, I don't know, I guess I want to try to shoot him more and do maybe 1 or 2 more wounds, and really, that's it for movement. Oh, I'm pathetic. I'm so mad at myself. During the shooting phase, I think Blackshade takes a shot at the chariot and is able to slip another wound through on it. Not 100% on that. And then my scraplings fire a volley into the risen Phoenix and put him down, this time for good. It's something. I'm pleased. Thank God the scraplings are working out for me. And then over here, I take my obligatory shots at the infantry, and, at least I'm hitting and wounding, but only this time I think I only kill 1 guy. Just, what was I thinking? I'm so just... like I said, I must have been tired. It is day 4. I know I had trouble getting up that morning. I remember I stayed up late, and when the alarm went off, I hit snooze. I was tired. So I'm going to chalk this up to exhaustion. Gamer exhaustion. That's what I'm going to chalk this up to. So with no combat, we go over here to bottom of 5 after movement, and so his white lions charge the conquerors, and the conquerors, I choose flee because that was my plan, and the conquerors flee like 5 inches. It was so bad. The white lions can, go after them, catch them in the field, no problem, and murder them with the rest of their brethren because it's the field of doom. It really is. The what's it called? The good old boys have an angle on him and stuff, sure, but he's just gonna flee and get away. So yeah, I basically gave up the Conquerors for free this game because I'm awesome. As you can see from the charge arcs, my opponent knows he's got this game in the bag. There's no reason to do anything. His Phoenix flies back into the forest and takes dangerous terrain checks because who cares, and he's fine. The Chariot backs up a little bit because there's no reason to go after me. The infantry backs up just in case I finally get smart and charge with Lord Tremendous. And that's it for his movement. The man is playing a good game. I am not. There's been a picture of the Conquerors fallen, and you know what? I don't put this on them. I take full responsibility for their death. This is on me. Damn those lions. My opponent more or less skips magic. We go into shooting, and he concentrates fire on Lord Tremendous and is able to half kill him. He does 2 wounds to Lord Tremendous, even though I'm long range and in the forest. You know what? I'm not that that's what's going to win him the game. He's already won this game. It's just some beautiful shooting, you know? We go over to the top of 6 after movement, and it occurs to me that I'm screwed. So the good old boys charge the white lions. They choose to flee. They go through the house, and so I turn around to look at his chariot. Or I'm sorry, I don't turn around. I try to redirect into the chariot. Fail my charge wonderfully. The BSB and Skaz came up. I can't remember exactly why I brought them up like that. Probably to shoot at the chariot, try to get his general. It occurs to me that the scraplings are way out of position, so I try to move them into the center of the table, and I miss by a solid 4 inches. Lord Tremendous, realizing that he was completely useless this game, I back him up behind the forest, and that's really it for movement. I couldn't be more ashamed of myself if I had played in a dress. Not that there's... No, if there is, screw it. I couldn't be more embarrassed if I was playing in a dress. There's been a picture of the good old boys scaring away the white lions. I think a couple of them died when they went through the building, but there's still 3 left out of 10. I'm not getting any points for him if he rallies them, and he will. And then I tried to charge into chariot and failed. So that's where I end up. And here we are in bottom of 6 after movement. My opponent decides not to take any chances. He does not charge me. Instead, he sends the Phoenix over to fire blast my tribesmen who are in the field. And that's really it. He rallies the white lions. The lance guys come over because I guess they're scoring. Something's scoring, and he was able to get closer to the middle. The scatter dice, that white die in the middle, represents where the middle of the table is, and his Cav are able to get in there, and they score. They get the objective. That's it. Nothing else happens, and we, just, God, how pathetic did I play? There's a better picture of his Phoenix firebombing another tribesman to death. And again, he's not taking any risks with magic, so we go into shooting, and he fires away at Lord Tremendous, getting 1 more wound through. He did a bunch. I was able to make a lot of my saves, so Tremendous survives, but he's at 25%, so we're going to get half points for him. And there it is. There's the end of the game, and wow, I played terribly. My opponent was great. I mean, super fun guy, super upbeat, lots of energy, lots of fun to play against. I was so much fun playing against this guy. I didn't even realize how bad I played until a month later when I did the slideshow for this before I could narrate. I was doing the slideshow and I'm looking at the slides. I'm like, oh my God, I was horrible. So this dude was awesome though, and he's good. Don't let my piss poor playing take anything away from how good this guy plays. He beat my candy ass, and he deserved it. He earned it, and I did what I could to help, because I'm a giver. But yeah, seriously, an amazing opponent, magnificently played by him, and I had a lot of fun. I would play this guy again in a heartbeat, even though he's chosen elves to represent him on the table. You know, no one's perfect. What can you do? But you know what? Let's go ahead and get into the recap because this game is over.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
So, in the end, it was a vicious defeat for Lord Tremendous. I got 1,356 out of him, he got 2,507 out of me for a difference of 1,151, which would have been a 7-13 loss for me, but he got the objective, which made it a 4-16 loss for me. I lost the Conquerors, Bow Wowser, the Trappers, my Bombardiers, Rufus, my Rock-a-Rock, and half points for Tremendous. Holy cow! I actually didn't do as terrible as I thought I did after looking through the slideshows and everything like that. I should have lost by a lot more, but to be perfectly honest with you, I think my opponent took pity on me. I'm not sure. Like I said, we had a ton of fun. Really, really did. Dude was amazing. But I think he might have taken some pity on me because he could have tabled me. But yeah, like I said, dude's awesome. So I couldn't say enough good things about the guy if I tried. But I haven't said it enough. I'm sorry. So I'm going to say it again. He's one of the best opponents I've ever had. And I've been playing this game almost 10 years. Well, I've been playing war games for almost 10 years. And he's one of the best opponents I've ever had. He was a lot of fun, real upbeat. Everything was spicy. Spicy, spicy, spicy. And at first I was a little confused. And then I was like, you know what? This is its thing. And I actually kind of like it. So spicy it is. And that's why I gave him the nickname the Spicy Elf. Because dude, yeah, he ripped me a new one, and I deserved it. If nothing else, this game taught me I need more elf opponents, just so that I'm more comfortable around them, and I also need more sleep before I face them so that I don't do stupid things. After going over this report, I see what I done wrong from deployment. I should have been way more aggressive. I was nervous. I was nervous because I didn't know what I was facing. I looked at his list, I saw what he had, and it was like reading Arabic. I couldn't do it. I should have charged into him immediately, especially with Lord Tremendous. What am I doing shooting his Ogre crossbow? I should have slammed that unit and frickin' killed him. I was scared. I was scared of the elves, and I am ashamed. And the elves did exactly what they should have done. They crushed me. And next time, I'll know better. It can't be said enough. This was one of the best opponents I've ever encountered. I would absolutely love to play against him again. This was a terrific game. Not because I played well, my opponent did, but I played terribly. But it was a terrific game because of how much fun I had. I hope my opponent did. I hope he wasn't too bored with me. He seemed to be having a good time. He won. I mean, what more do you want? But no, I mean, honestly, there's no complaints other than I'm embarrassed about my performance. And I've said that before. Oh, dude, I would love to play against him in a game again. I would in a heartbeat. And Andrew, wherever you are, man, stay spicy because you're amazing. Real quick, everybody, I'd like to say thank you to everyone that supports me financially through Patreon, PayPal, and other means. I have a bunch of donors that want to remain anonymous, and I'm totally okay with that, but these are the individuals that allow me to thank them properly, and I shall do so. Alex of the Vale Renegades, South Florida's Gamermancy team, Daniel Jolson, and Caillou Choi. Thank you guys very, very much. I appreciate it. Appreciate everybody that supports me financially and just emotionally, subscriptionally, however you want to say the Lee. But I do. I really do appreciate it, guys, and I hope I continue to be worthy. But there it is, guys and gals. Battle Report number 74 is in the history books. Not my proudest game, but definitely one of the most fun with one of the coolest opponents I've ever encountered. As always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, feel free to put them in the comment section below, and I'll get back to you as quick as I can. But yeah, guys, enjoy laughing at me. And thanks.